Good evening. Happy Friday. Welcome to Creations by Jolie. I am Jolie, the owner, and I appreciate you spending a little bit of time with us this evening. I'm looking forward to tonight because let me tell you, I'm going to show you how to do 5 different types of carrots for your home decor. Most of them are fairly small enough they'll look great on a tiered tray or your centerpiece, your dough bowl, or whatever you fix. But it's going to be so much better than the curls, trust me. Okay, if you're new to my page, be sure and tell us where you're from so I can say hello. Ed is behind the camera. He'll watch for any questions that you have. If we don't get to them, or if he doesn't see them, don't worry about it. I always go back and read the comments after the live.
Michelle Gannett says hi.
Hey, and thank you for being here. Okay, first thing we're going to do is our drawing for this stencil from Magnolia Designs. Paula won last week, and she had her pick of the 2. So she took the verse from Matthew, and this is Ephesians 2:8. For it is by grace you have been saved. I will send you the stencil, and I will send you some white chalk paste and a little squeegee. All you'll need to do is go get a chalkboard about this size. I would suggest, if you're new to stenciling, that you use a chalkboard to start with. It's a little more difficult. It's not hard, but it's just a little more difficult if you're using wood because you need to paint it, stain it, and then treat it. But with a chalkboard, and that's what's so great about the Magnolia paste, if you mess up or you don't like it, you just wipe it off with a wet cloth until you seal it with a spray paint. So anyway, we're going to be working with these, and I'm going to show you a lot of home decor in a couple of weeks, different things that you could do. They have the ink. You can use the same transfers for the ink. You can put this on tea towels. You can put it on t-shirts. In fact, this is one of the stencils that I did on this t-shirt. But anyway, let's see who gets this stencil tonight. And while he's doing that, shouldn't take him long, but let's see who the winner is for tonight. This is from our live on Tuesday. Yeah.
Judy Smith.
Judy Smith. Okay, Judy, I'm not sure if I have your address, but if you'll send me your address, I'll get that out and mail to you tomorrow if I hear from you tonight. If not, in Judy, the one that has to get up so early for work, I don't remember. My brain doesn't work half the time.
Paula Riker said she's excited about making carrots.
Yeah, I am too, and I think they're really cute. And I'll tell you, none of it is my original idea. Some of them I saw on Pinterest, and then I just kind of figured out how I wanted to do them. This is a way that you for sure can use your creativity and change the way you do things. So you may, if you're new, you may want to know how you get your name in the cup for the freebie. What you need to do is to, we call it spread the love. It basically is hitting that button at the bottom that says SHARE that for some reason Facebook doesn't want us to say. So, but you put it on your page so your friends can see it. Then you have to come back to this video and put a keyword in the comments. So, because sometimes Facebook doesn't tell me everybody that spread the love. And so if I see that keyword, then I'll know you did. So y'all know we got to do carrots for the next freebie. I found these cute felt carrots at Hobby Lobby, and they could be used with scrapbooking. They could be used on, just spread around your tier tray or whatever. And it's real nice because I could just put these in an envelope, put a stamp on it, and send it to you. So the keyword for tonight, I know we've used it before, but guess what? Carrots. So that's our keyword, and I will every time you have from now till Tuesday about 3 o'clock to put it on your page. You can put it on your page every day if you want to, and then just come back here. So you're not limited to just one time. And every time you do that and say the word carrots, I will put, I'm trusting you that you are putting it on your page every time. I'll just put your name in the cup and we will draw first thing Tuesday. And,
Michelle said Sarah, she shared the love, and then she said, oops, I didn't put it in, didn't put carrots.
didn't put carrots. Well, just add carrots to that, I'll know. What else was I gonna say? Something about the freebie. But anyway, we'll draw for these on Tuesday. Yeah. And, I'll check it. So you have until Tuesday. You can do it every day if you want to. Okay.
Michelle said I'll spread it to my group, is that okay?
If it's okay with your group, be sure and check with the administrators of your group. Some groups allow it, some don't. So if it's, I would love for you to do it, more people to see and watch my videos, but just check with the administrators and make sure it's okay to spread the love and to share it on there. Okay, I think what we're gonna start with tonight is the little cloth carrot. And because tonight I'm gonna use hot glue. I will tell you for this one, I used, it's called Fabric Fusion. Now I have used that in the tape that you use the iron, but this is just a liquid. The only thing is, 2 to 4 hours.
Michelle
What?
said she is the man to spread.
Oh, well then, yes, thank you, share away, several times, every day. Okay, do you need to go in a little bit? Can they see? I picked up this Fabric Fusion from Hobby Lobby, and I don't see a price on it, but it takes 2 to 4 hours. So if you want to use that, use that. If you don't, if you sew, that's great. This particular one just has the seam up the back. I have seen it where you just cut out a triangle with 2 pieces and put it together. You can make this carrot with any kind of fabric. You can use burlap. I saw today somebody used shelf liner, but I'm going to show you how I made it. And this is a good size for a tier tray, but I would say it's I would call it a small. I've made them, and I'm going to be putting them on my website, on my Etsy store, in sets of 3, and this would be the smallest one. And I'm just going to use a piece. This is those, what are they called, fat quarters from Walmart for 97 cents. And see, you can get several out of this. And like I said, I'll tell you what I did to make this one. But I want to do this first, and I'm going to use hot glue, but it needs a few minutes to set up before I turn it wrong side out. This fabric, I don't think it's going to matter, wrong side or right side. If you're doing something with a pattern, you want to make sure that your pattern is in the middle. Does that make sense? So that when you're gluing, you're going to turn it wrong side out and you won't see those edges. Now you could just take it in 2 pieces, cut it. I like to use the fold. And this one is actually folded over for 4 inches.
You want me to zoom in?
Yeah, in just a minute, all right, so I have folded it over at 4 inches. And then all I'm going to do is this is going to be my top, so I'm actually going to start here and come down. I think I came down about 10 inches on that one, but I cut off a lot. I didn't draw anything. I just cut. Carrots aren't perfect, so this doesn't have to be perfect. But if you want to make a small one, you do about 4 inches. And then I want to come down about 10 inches, which would be about right here. So actually, it's not really going to be a point, but close to it, okay? And then I'm just going to angle up on my fabric till I get almost to that edge, like that. See, you can make several out of one little 97-cent piece of cloth. But like I said, you can use felt, and then tonight I'm just going to glue it. Now, on the website or whatever, if you sew, that's great. Just sew up this one seam. Let me find my little thing so I don't burn my fingers. And you'll see, I'm not gonna actually make all 5 carrots because some of them are so simple, y'all. And you can do this with kids. They're so easy. All I'm gonna do is tell you how I did it. All right, so I'm just putting a little bit of hot glue, and then I'm going to set it aside, and we're going to work on another carrot while this cools and dries. And of course you want to make sure you have all of it. It can be fixed if you don't get all of it. And what I did with that one is I just put the glue, the fusion. All right. We're just going to let that set for a few minutes, and then we'll finish the cloth one. So what I'm going to do next, while that's kind of cooling, I'm going to show you, and you've probably seen these all over Facebook. This is a clothespin. The bigger you get for your clothespins, the bigger your carrot will be. Now, what I did, I took this size clothespin, and you're just going to pull the metal off of it. So you'll just pull it out, the spring. And I forgot how I did it, and it was easy. Here, just separate it. Pull it out. Throw the spring away. And you're going to paint your clothespin. I used Deco Art Persimmon is what I used. I'm pretty sure I got it at Hobby Lobby, but Walmart may carry the Deco Art too. But it's a pumpkin-like color. And that's what I used to just paint my clothespins. Okay, once you've got them painted, now I actually took some raffia. I have two painted right here. I actually took some raffia and painted it green. Huh?
You can zoom in on that.
Yeah, on all of them. You don't even need to see this anymore. So yeah, zoom in right here. I took some regular raffia, put it in a bowl, and put some green paint on it to get these. But this one, you can buy this greenery like this. I got it at Walmart for $5.99. It was half off, and you had several sprigs. I actually used this for just about all the carrots tonight. So you get a pretty good, for $3, you get a pretty good piece of that. I think I had a piece here that I was going to use on this. And I'm just going to kind of flatten it a little bit. That was the only thing I wasn't crazy about these, because you do see where you have to glue. That's the reason I put the jute around it. All right, now your carrot is going to be where you put the two flat pieces together. But you want to put your greenery on top first. And I guess you could pick either end that you want to use, but I chose the end up here. So it's going to be the flat sides. And I'm going to put just a little bit, that was probably too much, little bit of glue right there. And then I'm going to add some glue. So you're doing it just backwards of what the clothespin's supposed to be. The bigger your clothespin, the bigger your carrot will be. And then I'm going to put it right on top. Mash it as tight as I can. Because of that, it won't go, exactly, because you've got your greenery sticking out the top. But I mean, it only took a second, to paint that clothespin and stuff with that persimmon. I used the same thing. I used that color for everything I painted tonight, was this persimmon. And you could put a button. See how here you can see the greenery? You could just put button there or whatever you want to do. I chose just to take a little bit of jute and run around it. But you could do whatever you want to. Just get it started and wrap a little bit of it so you get to the top. This just kind of hides the greenery on the side. I don't want those scissors. I want my regular scissors. said, this is a project that, I mean, doesn't take 15 minutes probably not that. It would take longer for your clothespins to dry than to do the whole thing. Doesn't take a lot of materials. But
Michelle wanted to know if you can get the green jute or twine from Dollar Tree.
Yeah, if you wanted to. Now, I hadn't been able to find, I didn't have anything green, so I used regular, what did I say this was called? No. My mind just, but it was beige. You know, it was
Raffia.
that raffia. Yeah. You can buy green raffia. I have seen it at Dollar Tree before, but I didn't have any, so I just painted this and did mine. This one I just put a sprig of the greenery in there and did it. And that's really all the decorating you have to do for the clothespin carrot. Like I said, the bigger your clothespin, the bigger your carrot's going to be. But I mean, they could just be laid around in your tier tray and it would be cute. All right, so that gets that one. Let's see if our cloth one is cooled. I believe it is. All right, so then I want my seam. All right, there's a little bit I'm gonna have to do. I want my seam on the inside. So I am just gonna take it and turn it. And I see a couple of places I've missed. And what I do is I take the eraser part of a pencil and try to, you know, get that end down as far without busting the seam. And you know, a carrot's not perfect. Oh, there the end didn't do. So we're just going to close this up like this. Except I can't see the glue. So don't get in a bigger hurry as I was in. And like I said, if you use the liquid fusion and stuff, it says 2 to 4 hours for it to dry. I'm glad this one's just going in my bowl. Okay, and I think I saw somewhere else that I had missed with the hot glue. You could cut it with your pinking shears on both sides, and you would have a seam, you know, on both sides of your carrot, which that's okay too, especially if it's with pinking shears. I just like it when there's just one seam right down the back. And I'm trying to not burn myself. Paula could take it to the sewing machine and just zip, 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 and you don't worry about all this. So like I said, this is not going to be a big carrot. You want a big carrot, you just have to go wider this way and angle it down. And then I just get the regular stuffing and start slow stuffing your carrot. This is the same thing we did with pumpkins pretty much. And I'm just going to push that stuffing down in there. Now my end's going to look weird because of the way I had to glue that. But, and there's another spot. I see glue on that, it's just it didn't hold. So I would suggest for sure some sort of sure bonder. When I did my pumpkins, I used that, I think it was called some sort of fusion too, that you ironed and got it together. This is going to be a mess because now I think I have cotton on my fingers. Do as I say, not as I do. And it would do this. Well, I didn't use the glue on the other one. So I say it would do this on the live one. But hopefully y'all get the idea. But you can't have gaps. You can't have holes in your stuffing coming out. And I'm trying real hard not to burn my hand. Y'all just look at this nice one for a minute. And it was done with the fusion. And see, the seam looks pretty good there. Of course, when you have a good seam, it stuffs a whole lot better too. And you pretty much, you want to stuff it fairly full. It may take a little bit more than you think it would, but then as you get to the top, just stop whenever you want to. If you don't want a long carrot, that's why I think I cut off about 2 inches at the top. See, you could make it just that long. And that's probably what I'll do, especially since my seam looks so bad back here. So what I'm gonna do is then I'm just gonna cut the top of it with my pinking shears. And I'm gonna take a piece of this bush, and you know, that just depends on how much green you want at the top of your carrot. Actually, the bush, you've got 2 different ones. You can push this one down, and then you've got the piece here at the top, which is good because then that gives you a little bit of a stem right there. And see, that's all of that at the top. And what I would do on this other one, as soon as I cut it off, what I do is put a little bit of glue right there at the end of it. I do this with any of my greenery or my flowers, and then push this one up almost to it so that it can be cooling, and that keeps your stem from coming all the way off. All right, so what you need to do with this is just put a little hole with your finger, put some glue on your greenery, and just stick it down in the middle. All the time, kind of holding it here. And then take your raffia, not your raffia, take your twine. See, I still got a hole there. And just wrap it around really tight a couple of times. Tie your bow, or leave it hanging, or you could tie a little piece of ribbon on it. I'm not keeping this one, so it doesn't really matter. And that's it. Your hardest part is just getting that seam and getting the bottom of it right. But I mean, that's what it looks like. And it's just the greenery stuck in the middle, and trim this as short as you want it. Okay, so that's the stuffed carrot. Okay, let's see. Next, let me show you the beads, the carrot with the beads. And that's what this, we're done with that. That's what this looks like. Again, it's beads. And I'll tell you the easiest way to paint your beads. The beads I bought like this. I'm pretty sure I got them in Hobby Lobby. They were $6.99, but I think they were in, I don't buy anything unless it's on sale. So I don't know if they were in the spring section or maybe the Easter section, but it's an assortment. And they all looked like they had fairly good sized holes. So that's why I liked this package. And you use as many as you want to. I used one big one, 1, 2, 3 of the medium ones, then the next size down, and then the little bitty one. And the way to paint them is just put them on like a little bitty skewer, thread them on there, take a bowl, I had them on this bowl like this, and then you just turn them and paint them. And they'll move up and down where you can get in between there. And that way you don't have, believe it or not, you don't have paint all over your hands. And again, I use the persimmon from Deco Art to paint these. Same greenery at the top. Okay, and this is how I put them together. I took the jute. Now I measured about 24 inches on mine. Cut it in half. And then you're going to start by getting to half of it where it's kind of even. And I actually started, let's see if this greenery is. Yeah. I started with my greenery and I put the jute through there. That's how I attached. Right there in the middle. I just ran it through right there. You might want to wrap around a time or two. If you want to put a little glue on it, you could. I think I will. You don't put a whole lot of glue because this greenery is plastic. Okay, and then we really won't need, I'm not gonna cut that off yet. I don't think we'll need it, but I might be able to stick it down through that bead. Okay, let's give that just a second. I'll dry it a little faster. Turn it higher. You don't want to dry it too long and you don't want it too hot because then it'll melt your plastic. But that's how you get your greenery at the top. To slide your beads on there, the best way I found, now you know sometimes this jute has knots in it and I hope the beads will go through that. But I'm going to cut off those little bitty sprigs. Sometimes it's got dirt in it. Just pull it off. And it's the easiest way. You want to do your beads that start with the largest one, but you want to go down here, make sure these are even, and then the best way to string the beads are to take a little bitty piece of Scotch tape, put right on the edge of that jute and just twist it around. And you want to actually go off the edge of your jute. Can you see that? This right down here is just tape, so it makes it real small. So it shouldn't have any problem. All right, so take your beads off the skewer. Start threading with your largest one. All right, I'm going to see if I can get that little piece of, yeah, and it did. That little piece of stem went right inside that top one. Now, if you wanted to do several, you know, big ones, you could. You just got to be creative. Push them all up in there. Then you've got 3 the same size. None of these are hard. None of these things for these carrots were hard at all. Now this one's going to be stubborn. Maybe I don't have anything to,
Use your skewer.
it's not sturdy enough, I don't think. Let's see. I didn't try these before. My other one went on just fine. But this one may, I've pulled off the very end of the tape. Let's see. Do you have any needle nose out there? Wait, I think I may have gotten it up far enough to grab it with the tweezers. Well, I hope y'all get the idea, but
Michelle says always when you want to go live,
Mhm.
something goes haywire.
and this particular bead is just not wanting to come through there. And they're all supposed to have the same size center. But I mean that one. There, I'm twisting it, it came a little bit. Yeah, I think it, there we go. Whew. All right, now. If I have trouble with this one, I'll redo the Scotch tape, but I think this one's gonna be okay, yeah. And then the tiny one. And I did look at the box of beads to make sure they all had pretty good size holes to them. Okay, so that gets that. Now, you're just gonna push them up there tight and tie a knot down here at the bottom to keep them from sliding off. Then you can cut your jute long, short, however you want to leave it at the bottom. I don't think it needs much. All right, then what I'm gonna do to kind of hide some of this up here is I'm gonna take a little bit of ribbon and put a little bow there. And you can use twine. You could use this ribbon maybe too wide. Let's see.
Brenda Bracken says good evening.
Hey, Brenda. And there again, if I had really looked and realized this particular ribbon has one thing on one side and one on another. It's polka dots and stripes both. I don't know how that will look, but if you've got the really thin, probably do it on that side. If you've got the really thin ribbon, then you could tie it around it, but this is too thick.
Brenda Bracken says raining in Tennessee.
Is it? But is it cold rain? Or I'm telling y'all, my air is running now. We were over 80 today. And last week, you know, we went from like 13 degrees last week to 80 this week. All right, that's not the best bow for that, but you get the idea.
Brenda says yes, it's a cold rain.
Well, stay in, stay warm. Okay, so you get the idea. And so that's this one. Okay. Now, this one's a little larger. I think it's probably one of my favorites, and you won't believe it. It takes 2 minutes to make it. Can you guess what this is? Anybody have any? I wouldn't have even known what to look for, but I saw somebody on
Michelle
YouTube.
said good night.
Good night. You have to leave. Come back and watch the replay. All right, again, this is painted with persimmon, but believe it or not, I found it at Hobby Lobby. Somebody said they were at Walmart, but I actually found them at Hobby Lobby, and they are foam unicorn horns. And there was 4 in a package for $3.99, so $1 a piece. You don't have to do anything to it except paint it. If you're an artist, and I don't know, can you see that thing so you know what to look for? I just happened upon them over in the back of Hobby Lobby by their other foam things. There was 1 package of them, like at the end of that. And I was going to look for them at Walmart. But anyway, there's 4 in a package, like this, and they're foam. And you just take it and paint it. if you're an artist and you want to get really fancy, you could put like dark lines in it or whatever, but you don't have to. And what's so good about this flat top like this and these, you've got this right here. This is not even glued in. I just stuck it. You just put it in the center and push it in there like that. And then tie jute, tie ribbon, whatever you want to around the top of it. That's it. That's how quick that one is. And I'm not too sure, it's not my favorite. Okay, does anybody have any questions about those? Our fifth one is the largest one, and it probably takes the most time, and you don't need paint for it. Okay, so there we've got this one that's a unicorn horn, clothespin, the stuffed carrot, and the beads. Okay, the next one is with buttons. This could be done any size you want to do it. I chose an 8x10 canvas. It could be propped up, it could be put in a frame, whatever you want to do. Again, just...
Brenda Bracken said, where in Hobby Lobby did you find a unicorn?
They're over in our Hobby Lobby. They're in the back to where the styrofoam balls are and the cones and stuff. In our Hobby Lobby, it's the very back right-hand corner. But that's where I found them, and they only had one package. But the person I saw do that said they got theirs at Walmart in the party section. You know, there for like to make hats, I guess, for kids' parties. Okay, I ordered these buttons off of Amazon, and if anybody's interested, I can give you the link. It's, I don't know, like 750 of them or something like that for like $7. When I knew I was going to do this because I wanted different shades. But you can make this as big or as little as you want to. If you want to put it on something this small, then you just do your pattern that small. This I found, if you'll just type in on your computer or Google, type in free carrot outline. And there's all kinds. There's all shapes.
Hold it closer this way.
There's all shapes. I'm not done with it. That's just one layer at the bottom. So I'm gonna finish up the bottom of it. But then you just print it out on paper, and you can size it the size you want it. If you want to put it on just a little 5x5, then make your carrot that. Now I will tell you, I tried last night when I did this, because you do want clear. You want something that dries clear. I bought this Jewel It embellishing glue. I don't know, can you see that? It was $4.99 at Hobby Lobby. I don't think you can use after probably tomorrow. I don't think you can use your coupon. But it's Aleene's, ALEENE''S. But you could use any kind of glue that's clear. I didn't think the hot glue would be clear like I wanted it. But now I will tell you, this takes a while to dry. I mean, like I had to leave this. Last night I could still move these on top because I did like 2 layers right here on top. But they're good and stuck today. But last night I could just move them all over the place. So all you do, and I really didn't know if you shake it or not. I couldn't read it, but what I did. But I poured my buttons out in a plate. Did you ever see Judy? Judy Smith, are you on here?
I didn't see her.
Okay. I'll send her a message. You won the stencil, so I need your address. All right, so all you do is once you get your outline,
Brenda wanted to know if it dried fast.
This does not. No, it says 24 hours. And I just left it overnight, and you can see it is clear. You cannot see that glue. But, you know, you're going to do two layers, and I'm thinking you probably could get your first layer going with just hot glue, because you're not going to see it. But you don't want to see it here on the edges either. And what I did is I cut out the carrot, And then I put it on the thing, of course you don't do this, so you've just got this. I just lightly penciled around it. And then what I did is I took this glue and went down the edges, and then I put my buttons over it, which is on the little, you don't have to worry about the line because your buttons are about in the middle of the line. But you just keep adding, like this is just one layer. So you'll just add a little bit of this glue, and like I said, it dries clear. And then just pick out different colors of buttons and put them on there. You might have to, you might want to use your tweezers or something, but that's all I did. Was just it's just layered buttons. And like I said, this package, if anybody's interested, I'll after the live, just say you'd like the link, and I'll put the link from Amazon. All right, I'm gonna go down here and add some because this is just one layer down here. I just thought this was just really cute. I saw someone at Christmas do a Christmas tree too. And you just put them until you're tired.
Connie's watching. Yes.
Well, hey, Connie. You need to sit down and do these buttons. Connie is my sister in Alabama. Anyway, that gives you the idea. You can make it as many layers as you want to. Use whatever color buttons you wanted. And then all I did, like for the greenery, like I said, was just take a couple of sprigs and I actually put it down and then put a layer of buttons over the top of it. But if you use any of this Jewel-It, it's called, and I got it because it said it was clear. It dried clear. But you just need to do it and then let it sit overnight. And I mean, there are some tiny, tiny buttons. In this thing. So you make it as many layers as you want. As thick as you want. And the one good thing, like I said, I did discover that this does dry clear. You cannot see it when it's good and dry. But I'm not too sure you wouldn't be okay with hot glue either, especially for that bottom layer. Okay, I may not do any more, but you see how it's got like the 3-dimension? Tomorrow I may go back, I may add a couple here where it's just one button. One of those little bitty ones, but
Bracken says it's adorable.
I thought it was really cute. I don't know, I'm gonna...
It went by kind of fast, but I think she was asking for the link for those buttons.
Okay, well, when I get off, I will put that in the description at the top, Brenda. Because they weren't expensive, and I think it's like 650 of them. And you could get these unicorn horns on Amazon. I didn't look. Okay. So there's our largest carrot. I need to wipe that off. And like I said, you could stand this up. You can put it in a frame. If you want to do one smaller, just make your pattern smaller to get your basic outline. Some of you are probably talented enough just to kind of draw you an outline of a carrot, but I didn't trust myself. All right, so the 5 carrots we did tonight. We did this one with buttons. We did this cloth one that you can make any size you need to. We did this one, which takes all of 5 minutes. And this was done, I don't know if y'all were on here or not. It was done with unicorn horns. Package of 4 for $3.99 from Hobby Lobby or Walmart, and that's what they look like. They're just called foam unicorn horns. It's probably in like the birthday section at Walmart. Okay, and then we did the beads out of the painted beads, and then the clothespin. So there you go. You got 5 different things. Don't forget the giveaway. Have we already moved it? No. Spread the love and put this video, share this video to your page where your friends can see it. Come back here and type in the word carrots, and your name will go in the cup for the drawing on Tuesday night. We'll draw Tuesday night. Now Tuesday night's tonight was all about carrots. Tuesday night's going to be about bunnies. So I think I have 5 different bunnies I'm going to show you how to make of different sizes. And then that will be what, Tuesday? Friday I'm probably going to do some magnolia design stencils. And I promised y'all that I would now show you the plastic rings and the flower rings with the poly burlap and stuff, but I need to get all my supplies together first and kind of see what I have. So that'll probably be in a couple of weeks. But what time? Oh, good, about 45 minutes. So that's it for tonight. Thank y'all for spending a few minutes of your Friday night with me. Be sure and spread the love. Put this on your page and share it with your friends. And if you're watching the replay, you still can get in on the giveaways, because all you have to do is do the same thing. Come back on this page and say carrots. That's the key word. And after you have spread the love and put it on your page for others to see. And you can do it every day, many times you want to do it. And your name will go in there for every time that you do. So thank you again, and I will see y'all Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Bye.